is look at as many resources as we can in an hour, and we'll pause and dive in further a couple times, especially if there's something that's of interest to you. So this is kind of how I want to proceed. Does this have a little test that comes out? What's this? Okay, this is how I want to proceed. I'm going to go through the list, and let's maybe take like 2 pauses. If there's something that you're like really interested in, just shoot your hand up and say, let's see some more of this. And then at the end, if we still have more time, we can go back and look more at some of these websites and resources like that. So first, I wanted to look at some places to find new music and get ideas. And so the first one I've got on here is worshiptogether.com. And worshiptogether.com, I actually learned a little bit about the history about Worship Together yesterday from Dr. Ingalls, that's on staff here at Baylor. So Worship Together started in the 90s with some Nashville executives that signed Matt Redman and some of the other British young contemporary Christian worship leaders. They signed them to Worship Together, and then they found Passion, which at that time would have been Chris Tomlin and Charlie Hall, maybe a few other people, and that was Worship Together, and that was their label. And that's been since like 1998. That's when Worship Together formed. Now they've got a huge roster of worship leaders that they have resources for. And so this is their list. This doesn't mean that they own the rights to every song that these artists write, but they have a lot of resources for, several of these people. And this isn't even everybody, because I know, let's see, is that everybody? They changed this up. This used to look different. That's not even all the worship leaders they have. So Worship Together is just it's a place where you can find ideas for new songs. Like King of Kings is on their homepage right now. That is the newest song that Hillsong Worship has released. It's not even on an album, it's just a single right now. Been released this year. And so you can get resources. Click there. King of Kings. Free chart. Woohoo! Oh, only I remember to get stuff free. Okay, it's not free. But they do have this. For almost every song, they've got the chords and the lyrics. A little chords right here. Now, it's not printable, but as long as it's one of the free charts, you can copy and paste that and put that in a Word doc for yourself. Or you can just, follow along as you listen to it, because they've got a full-length recording of this song right here. You don't have to go to YouTube and wait for an ad, which is fine too. I do that a lot. So, a great place to find songs. If I go back to the homepage, let's see what else they've got on the homepage. They have a conference. Another song that's by Ren Collective. Holy Ground by Hillsong United. Another song by Hillsong United. And another song by Hillsong. But in the songs list that you can search, right? Free. That's pretty cool. I love free stuff. Popular. So y'all probably heard about a lot of these songs. Oceans, What a Beautiful Name, Live My Life, 10,000 Reasons, Song Finder, Find the Perfect Song. Hey, I want to sing a song after Holy, Holy, Holy. What key do y'all usually sing Holy, Holy, Holy in? D. Let's find a song in the key of D. Oceans. What a beautiful name.
That would work well with Holy, Holy, Holy.
Yeah, What a Beautiful Name would be really good after Holy, Holy, Holy. How great is our God? I've never done that in the key of D, but in Christ alone. So, a lot of powerful things on here. Resources, videos. So for a lot of songs, like let's click on What a Beautiful Name. A lot of the songs have this thing that's called New Song Cafe. And they've been doing this literally since the beginning, because you can still find the New Song Cafe of Give Us Clean Hands by Charlie Hall, which is like from 1999. So it's a 10-minute video where they'll talk about the song, they'll play some of the song, they'll even show you a little bit of what they're doing. So they'll say, I'm playing the guitar on this capo 2, and they'll play a little bit for you. That's kind of helpful, kind of interesting. You can get some insight into the song from the writer. And so that's on worshiptogether.com. Again, if you want me to keep going, raise your hand because I'm about to move on. All right, so that's a really fun website just to browse. The next thing on our list is CCLI and Song Select by CCLI. So, is everybody here, is your church licensed through CCLI? Okay, no. So, what CCLI is, it's a more or less a one-stop licensing company through which, if your church subscribes to their license, you can project any of the songs that are covered by the license in your sanctuary, in your projector. You can print it in your bulletin, and you have the rights to record, not for sale, but you can make a recording like what our church does. We don't record and put it online. You have to have a separate license for that. But you can record services for like homebound members, that's what we do, or just for your archive. So if you make a recording, you're covered for that. And translations. If you have a different language service, like if you have a Spanish service at your church, or Korean or whatever it might be, you can actually make a translation of a song. But during a reporting period of CCLI, you're supposed to report your activity. What I want to show you today is Song Select. Who is subscribed to Song Select? Okay, so I won't spend that much time on it. Song Select is, there's a membership, there's like, premium is $199, I believe, a year. The basic is $149, I think. Basic gives you chord charts, lyrics, lead sheets, unlimited, of any of their songs. And they cover just about everything. I was talking to some other folks yesterday. They don't cover some of the more like really liturgical things like GIA publications and Taizé. They don't have all of those songs, but anything in CCM and anything in the modern hymn, kind of evangelical, that kind of stuff, everything is on CCLI and is covered. So Song Select allows you to search a song. So let's just do one of these. Let's do Only a Holy God, because I don't know that y'all know that unless you came to my new song session. Only a Holy God. I'm on premium, so I can get lyrics. You got the lyrics there, you can copy. This is useful if you need to put this into your presentation software, so you can copy and paste lyrics to project onto the screen, or if you're just putting those lyrics anywhere on a Word document or anything. Chord charts. There's a chord chart in the original key, and then you can transpose it. The lead sheet. Sometimes these lead sheets get a little long on Song Select, so it's not always the best resource, but it is very helpful because it's unlimited printing, and you just search and print. So especially like if you're just like barely learning a song, you don't know what arrangement you want to use yet, but you want to learn it, print out the music, follow along, is probably the place to go. And then if you have premium, you can get the vocal charts, which will be, probably for this, is probably a 4-part arrangement. So 4-part arrangement. Sometimes they're really good, and you can use them. I've used some of theirs for our choir to sing parts with, or a vocal team to sing parts with. Sometimes you might not like the way they do their harmony. It might not even be the original harmony. And so, but you can obviously just, as far as printing this stuff out, a vocal chart, you can white out and put the note that you want your vocal team to sing. Just know that they're not always 100% accurate on Song Select. Because Song Select, every song that comes out, they're putting the charts up. So it's not always 100% accurate. But it's a very good resource. All right, another resource to check out. If you're searching for new songs, you're thinking about what are we going to be singing, is multitracks.com. Multitracks is a website that produces background tracks for worship. So what I mean is, Who has in-ear monitors? Okay, so if you've got in-ear monitors, this is especially helpful because you can have a click track in your ear that has a metronome, or multi-track is a thing where as you have your in-ear monitors, you are listening to, there will be some ambient music, usually in a multi-track, also to fill out instruments for you. So there will be like an ambient pad, all the instruments that would be in the song, but you just take out the ones that you're playing. So if you've got a full band, all you need is like the ambient pad and the click, which will be a metronome. And then a lot of people will use the voiceover. And so it's all customizable, so you can tell it to use the voiceover or not. What the voiceover is, it'll say intro, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're playing. The congregation doesn't hear it, it's just in your ears. And then when you're coming up on the chorus, build chorus, and it helps everybody stay on track. That's what multi-tracks does for the most part. Yes?
With multi-tracks, like if you're wanting to do kind of a different roadmap for the song, are you able to customize that?
Yes, you're able to customize that. You can also make custom mixes, which a custom mix is like a one-time purchase for $12. And what you do for that is, it's not even, you don't even have to use in-ear monitors. I've done this for my youth band once. Is I just made a custom mix because we didn't have our drummer at that point in time. So we just had the keys, and the guitar player wasn't going to play, she was just going to sing. So all I was going to have was the keyboard player playing, and then the background track was going to do everything else, drums, electric guitar, everything. And so you make a custom mix, which you tell it the volume you want each instrument, and then you just save that mix, and you have an MP3 of it. And then you just play it on a CD, and they just sing along to it. That's $12. A multi-track, the whole thing is $29.95, I think. But if you buy the full multi-track, you have access to it forever, and you can customize it every time you do it. It takes a lot to actually be able to use that multi-track. You have to have in-ear monitors to really fully take advantage of it. And you also need to be able to play it back, which is going to take either an iPad, a laptop, an iPad or a laptop. You have to have some technology to play it back. And I'll talk about some more of that in a little while. But what I want to show you on multi-tracks is about finding new music. So right here, top songs. So you want to know what people are singing right now in churches across the globe, really, but English-speaking countries, really. Canada, U.S., Britain, everywhere. So top songs. These are the top songs, and you can go see all. Obviously, there's always going to be a lot of Hillsong and Bethel and Elevation and Passion. Okay? But it's nice because you kind of keep up with what's current. I will say that the multi-tracks and praise charts, what's hot, what's trending, is more current than CCLI Top 100. So on Song Select 2, if you're there, you can look at the Top 100. And this is a list that comes out every 6 months. And it's based on reporting. What are the 100 songs that are reported the most numerically for the past 6 months? It's really interesting to go through. And that's the top 10 right now. Who you say I am, what beautiful name, reckless love, this amazing grace, great are you, Lord, but my life, living hope, 10,000 reasons, the lion, the lamb, be good father. But that tracks a little bit slower. It's empirical data, but it's all churches, and it's just a little bit behind on what's most current. That doesn't mean that it's better or worse. It's just multi-tracks and praise charts are going to be more current.
James, the way I've used that is looking at my congregation's repertoire as a whole and saying, wow, I don't even know that song, and yet it's one of the top 20 in the whole English-speaking world. Yeah. Maybe I need to get familiar with it and see if it's something that we should be incorporating at some point into our congregation repertoire.
Absolutely.
So it's to me, it's kind of a fallback to make sure that we're as well-rounded as I would like to think we are.
Absolutely. Doesn't mean you have to do them. Like Who You Say I Am, I'll just tell you my complete honest opinion, and you can disagree with me. I like the song. It's a great song. I don't like to use it in congregational worship personally. This is the #1 song. It's a great song. It actually has a lot of scripture in it. Who the Son sets free is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. But I just would rather pick some other things. To me, that's a lot of I in that song, and I like I like a more balance of some I and some we, and I think it's a fantastic song. If you do it, more power to you. Just for my setting, you can only sing so many songs a week, right? And there's a lot of other songs that are ahead of it on my list for my church. So it's the #1 song, but I'm not going to do it. A lot of those other ones, I do. All right, praise charts. You can find music here, and I'm also going to dive into these a little bit more in one of my other sessions, but I just want to see this top downloads this week. So this is what people have downloaded this week. So it's very current of what's popular this week. And then, that's more about praise charts. And then you've got new charts. So some of these won't even necessarily be popular, but they're just new. And they've got a blog. And we've also got what's hot under songs, which is actually pretty cool. Praise charts has some free stuff too. So you can go what's hot, and you can go to what's new, what's free, some themes, Easter, Christmas, choral music, new and trending songs, top 100 this year, top 40 this month, newly added artists, new orchestrations, new multi-tracks. Praise Charts does multi-tracks as well. All right, so that's where to hear and find new music online. Let's move on, unless anybody wants to spend some more time on that, because we've got 4 other topics. Let's move on to musical training and instrumental resources.
I have just one quick
Yes.
question. I walked in, I'm sorry, I went up in the prairie.
I know I was in another building the last 3 times, so.
So, the multi-tracks, was it spelled like it should be?
Yes, and if you're typing it in, it's obviously no space, so multitracks.com. And it's written down there. Did you get a handout?
I just didn't see it on the handout
Okay,
fast
yeah.
enough. I was trying to catch up.
There you go. Number 3, multitracks.com and praise tracks.
Okay, thank you.
That's it. All right, so let's talk about different charts for band. I already talked about this a little bit. But just so you know, what are the different types of charts? Obviously, if you go to Song Select, you can see lyrics. There's chord charts, which are words with chords. There's lead sheets, which a lead sheet is a melody with chords. This is helpful a lot of times for pianists. If your pianist can play melody and then chords in the left hand, that's a really helpful chart for them. Or if you've got vocalists that read, then you can learn the song really fast with a lead sheet. And then the vocal chart would be like this, that has some parts written into it. And then there's also piano accompaniment with chords. So let's go to praise charts. Surely King of Kings, they've already got arrangement for it, I bet.
Song Select doesn't have the piano chart.
No, Song Select does not have piano charts. Praise charts does. Piano and vocal. Let's get a little preview of this piano and vocal for King of Kings, which is brand new. Dan Galbraith is their main arranger. He does pretty good stuff. So here you go. This is what this piano chart looks like. It's got a piano accompaniment written all the way through. It's got chords above, so that, if you need to reference what chord they're playing as they're playing, instead of just measure numbers, you can talk to band and rhythm section and pianist at the same time. Obviously, there's the choir, the choral parts. This is just a preview, so you have a big watermark. That's a piano and accompaniment with chords. I skipped over Nashville number charts. Nashville numbers, really, you probably don't need it unless you have some people from Nashville in your church. But I'll show you one just so you know what it is. I know Austin Stone Worship gives a number chart with all their stuff as well as a chord chart.
I feel like churches that use pro musicians for their band.
That's true.
Nashville numbers.
That's right.
Which is, It takes
Cool,
a
right?
second to adjust.
Really,
Yeah, I
what,
think-
this is what Nashville numbers are. Nashville numbers are describing chords by the Roman numeral as opposed to the Arabic numeral. So if you're playing the tonic, it says literally 1. And then you can just play in any key, you just play the 1.
I think Songs like just added natural numbers like 2 weeks ago.
They did, and I was trying to remember how to get to it.
You can do the key change, I think.
Is it on?
Like go to lead sheet.
Oh, there it is. There you go.
Yeah.
Number chart.
It's what we did in
There
music
you go.
theory back in the day when we did analysis.
There's
They
there's
they just added it like 2 weeks ago.
They did. It's right there. If you go to chords, number chart. What's a number chart?
Only difference between this and Roman numerals though is that's not figured base. So those aren't inversions and stuff. 2 means like add 2.
Yeah, but the 1/3 is an inversion.
Yes.
Yeah, the 4 means 4 add 2.
Yeah.
And then minor is 2 minor.
4 squared.
So don't worry about it unless you need to worry about it. But I wanted to tell you so you know. So you know you have been introduced to what a natural number is. All right. What else did I need to show you? Orchestral music. Praise charts and other places like Lifeway Worship have orchestral music as well. So if you're on praise charts, back up. You can get the orchestration. And again, Dan Galbraith is their main arranger. Lifeway uses. Yeah, he doesn't. He must not sleep exactly. Oh, that's not orchestration. There's orchestration stuff down here somewhere. Oh, there we go. Okay, acoustic guitar. This is going to give you all the instruments. There you go. So here's the string reduction for King of Kings. So you can find some orchestrations as well. All right, let's talk about musical training resources, piano and keys. This is number 2. If you have ever had, or you are, a classically trained pianist, note reading pianist, or you have a note reading pianist that struggles with, okay, how do I do this contemporary stuff, only sing chords, or only sing a lead sheet? There's a really good book called Worship Piano. That's number 2 on here. It's by Bob Coughlin. And my wife and I actually have a copy of that. It's really good. And it's also a good reference book, even like after you go through it, to go back and remember, you know, some things like, okay, so what does add 2 mean? How do I play a sus chord? What's a good pattern for me to use? It has a lot of common patterns that you can do. So it says, it'll show you, like, if these are your chords, G, C, E minor, D, here's a pattern that you can do. And it has names for them, like rocking 8s, Nashville triplet, which is a guitar strum pattern for the pianist to match the acoustic guitar player, not just, you know, run all over them. Because if you don't know what to do with the guitar, like you're just making it up. And so it gives you some common ideas. And Bob Coughlin's been playing piano, worship piano, for contemporary music since like 1970, when it was not even really a thing yet. So he is probably the best person to write this book, and it's a good book.
Do you know if they're selling it here in the bookstore? Probably not.
It is published by Hal Leonard,
Maybe.
so maybe, but I didn't look for it.
I need to-
But it's on Amazon. It's on Hal Leonard.
Yeah, okay.
I helped put that shop together, and I didn't see it anywhere.
Now, that
But
doesn't mean they don't have it at the Baylor bookstore.
Yeah.
With checking
That's
these,
true.
so.
But it's available online everywhere. Amazon, halleonard.com.
I want to know that.
Another thing for pianists is just talk keyboards for a minute. The best keyboard out there is a Nord, but if you're like me, you can't purchase a Nord. Nord, that's the red keyboard. If y'all ever seen the red keyboard, okay, it's kind of like having an iPhone or. Probably you have arrived in worship music if you show up with your Mac Pro, your Nord, and a cup of Starbucks. N-O-R-D. N-O-R-D. But if you can't afford a Nord, then a cool app for getting patches and some cool sounds for your keyboards is called MainStage, and I put that number 2B. It's a downloadable app on iOS, so Apple devices, so iPad, and really the best way is that you really need to have a MacBook. And so it gives you a huge library of sounds that you can use a cheap keyboard to play. But you just have to plug your keyboard into your computer, into either a speaker or a sound system.
Okay, you used the term, I gotta get used to some of this lingo. It's an app for getting patches and what?
What did I say?
Loops,
Pads. Pads. So pads are a type of synthesized sound. So in a synthesizer or keyboard, your typical sounds are going to be piano, organ, strings, synthesizer, which can be any number of things, and then pads. Pads are the ambient sounds. A warm pad will sound like a very soft electric piano sound. If you think of, if you ever had like a keyboard growing up, just a digital keyboard, and it had like electric piano 1, electric piano 2, a pad is kind of similar to that, except it will usually be sustained. And pads are, I mean, it's in every worship song, probably. Like if we just listen to the beginning of any song, I guess I could just do what do for me. It's the background stuff. So, that's not a free song, so we can't listen to the whole thing. This one is, and here you go. That's got a piano. Come on, Hillsong. All right, what starts off with that? I know what starts with that.
Oceans have some at the beginning like that?
Probably. I mean, any song might have it.
Except the first two you picked.
Except the first two I picked. Okay, thanks, Dad.
I can give him a hard time.
Bill my life. How about Bill my life?
Probably, I don't know. Anyways, I gotta find it back, because now I'm on the hunt, so now I have to do it.
Just go to YouTube.
I know that this has a pad.
I think Beautiful Name starts off with a pad.
Yeah, just, it wasn't.
But I couldn't, so I
Oh,
gotta
it's
go.
big on YouTube.
The 29.
All right.
second.
This is one of your resources, YouTube.
You
And
got it on
I'm
here.
not even kidding. While I'm doing this, I'll just skip down to number 4, YouTube. Search for how-to and cover videos. This is how my drummer basically learns all the songs. And that's not a bad thing, because it's free, and a lot of people will put, this is how you play this song. Just search how to play.
But you have to put it-
Unless you have YouTube Red, but I'm teaching you.
Can I give a real life example? James's mother, who is my bass player, learned how to play bass in a month using YouTube.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So she could just play some basic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a pad. Can you hear it?
yeah. Well, it's
That's sustained.
It's so quiet. So that one's got a piano with a pad together, because you'll hear the attack and then you hear the sustain. So Main Stage has a lot of good pads available. I can't remember if I put this on here. I put this. I recently discovered that a lot of websites are releasing the exact pad used on specific songs. I haven't done that. I haven't downloaded them yet, but so
Multitracks offers that.
Multitracks offers it, and then this website, Worship Tutorials, offers it as well. So yeah, Multitracks. If you want to use the exact pad, now you're still going to need to be playing back through a computer or somehow download that pad into your. You can do it on a Nord. A lot of other ones too. A lot of other keyboards too. Some of your upper level Korgs and Yamahas and Casios. If you have MIDI interface and USB interface, you can make a sound on a computer and put that back on your keyboard. But probably the easiest way to do it is just you download it, you pay like $10, you get the sound for What a Beautiful Name, and then if you're using a keyboard that you can attach to your computer, you play and it gives you the exact sound you want. Somebody already figured out the exact, they dialed it in for you. So, all right, that's piano. Okay, let's talk about guitar and bass guitar. A couple books. If you are a book person, you like to learn by book. Probably the two common books are Mel Bay's Modern Guitar Method and the Hal Leonard Guitar Method. Hal Leonard has a method for every instrument and like every style of instrument. They've got like country guitar, bluegrass guitar, and everything like that. Though I've used both, I've taught guitar lessons using both of those books, Mel Bay and Hal Leonard. Another website is Patrick Anderson Guitar. If you are a guitar player, check it out, but I'm not going to go into it unless you want me to. WorshipTutorials.com is pretty cool. They've got some free videos that help you learn instruments. This is awesome because you might have someone that's, is like, I play guitar, but I'm rusty, I need some help. There's free videos online. Woo! And it's better than just what you can find these on YouTube, but it's better to go to their website. So, things you can do, you'll learn standard chord shapes, you'll learn power chords, scales, major, minor, the major pentatonic, how to combine major pentatonic, major and minor scales, and how to play songs. So I just want to show you a little bit of some of this on Worship Tutorials. So what you'll do is you go to worshiptutorials.com. Hopefully I'm still signed in. They've got pads as well. You can buy a pad there. And then they've got these videos of all sorts. Learn, become a better worship leader, online courses, learn songs. So for the guitar method, I actually went ahead and did this one, although I'm a little past beginning guitar. But I went ahead because it's free, and I wanted to see what it was like, so I could recommend it for other people. You have to check out, but it's free. So you just make an account, basically. And then it lets you track your progress as you go. So you start at the beginning. It's got these modules, introduction and what to expect. What kind of guitar should I usually buy? The parts of the guitar, holding guitar, etc., etc. Then you can start learning chords. And the cool thing about this is a lot of the books, when learning guitar, will teach you every note on the guitar, which is not bad, but it just takes you a long time to get to what you really want to do. And so these courses get you more into what you want to do quickly. So I just want to show you a bit of this. More strum patterns in 4/4 time. And we'll skip ahead.
Hello and welcome back to our beginner guitar lesson course here at worshiptutorials.com. Today we're going to talk about a few more strumming patterns in our rhythm and strumming section. We're going to focus on 4/4 time, and I'm really going to talk about two concepts. One is just another strumming pattern, and another thing is going to be down strums and how we can use down strums to sort of build music and create emotion, which is really what we're going for with music. Hey, if you're just joining us here on YouTube and you'd like to learn how to play guitar, if you never haven't played guitar, picked it up before, to full songs, click the link below or right up here. It will take you to the course page. You can sign up completely free through the site. It'll help you track your progress. If you want to just stay on YouTube, please subscribe. We're uploading new content all the time to help equip and resource you as worship leaders, worship musicians. If you're not involved in church or worship music or you don't want to be or anything like that, this course is still for you. It's just a basic guitar course. Okay, so our first pattern, or our next pattern I should say, goes like this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. And that is a basic pattern that you can use really in a lot of songs.
There you go. And there's more of these. So I think this is really cool. And there's other things besides learning guitar, but he's got one that the combining minor and major pentatonic scales that I watched that is really good for your lead guitar players. So if you've got someone that's learning electric guitar and they can do some stuff like they can listen to a song and they can maybe pick out the lead part, but they can't quite do fills yet. They're not sure what to do because you have to improvise to do fills. That's a really good video for them. All right, let's talk. We talked about YouTube.
James.
Oh, yes.
on guitar, a couple of other things that I found very helpful as a pianist coming to guitar. The best investment I ever made was called the Guitar Picture Chord Bible.
Yeah,
And it's a book,
that's
and
right.
it has every chord in every position and a picture of how your hand goes on the neck, so that was very helpful
That is a good
to
book.
me. And then on YouTube, so it's free, and this is more helpful after you kind of get to, not a little past the beginner level. Is a guy named Paul Davids. He's like, I don't know, he's like Swedish or Norwegian, but his tutorials are in English. But he has a lot of really good stuff, kind of along the lines that you were describing, combining pentatonic, major and minor, and, just kind of next level stuff, how to play dadgad and different things like that. So alternative tunings, yeah.
Paul Davids, with an S?
Yeah, with an S.
Great. Thanks, Brian. That's good. Any other questions or comments about guitar? We're learning guitar.
Real quick, justinguitar.com, which is a site I used a lot when I was first starting, probably after you left the house. It's just generic guitar. It's not necessarily focused toward, praise and worship or Christian church, but he's got a sense of humor, and they're little 4-minute snippets and he starts at the very beginning too, and goes on and on and on. Justin Guitar. It's like his name's Justin. So it's called justinguitar.com. I haven't been on the site in quite a while, but for an inexperienced guitar player, it was really
Make sure it's still there.
yeah.
Yep, there you go. Lessons, songs, knowledge, musicianship, interact. There you go. Very cool. Very good. All right. So we've talked a bit about loops and pads. Let me just say that these are the 3 websites if you're interested in loops and pads. They're on there. Multitracks.com, we already looked at. Loop Community is another producer of loops and pads. And Sweetwater.com. And I'll talk a little bit about making pads and stuff like that in Worship Technology Part 2. And we'll even listen to a loop in Worship Technology Part 2. Yes, we'll listen to
I
it.
was gonna say exactly what is a loop.
I'll play one for you.
Zoom.
I'll play one for you in Technology Part 2. All right, let's look at some other websites. These are just a bunch of websites that are cool. The first one is worshipinitiative.com, and they have a paid subscription. Now, the Worship Initiative is Shane and Shane. Shane, y'all know Shane and Shane from there? They've been around a long time. They're Texans, and they're hilarious. They're just funny people. But they have a thing called the Worship Initiative, which one thing that's cool about that is they've covered like probably 500 current songs and hymns. And they put them on albums called the Worship Initiative, volume 1 through, I don't even know how many they have, 25 probably. And so they've got some good covers that you can find. But this website is all about training. So they've got songs. Again, browse by scripture, trending, popular. And then the cool thing, I think, is their craft, which is their training resources. And they have something for everything. Worship leader, acoustic guitar, keyboard, vocals, natural numbers, electric guitar, bass, drums. And they have a free trial that I signed up for. I didn't sign up, I didn't pay for it yet. But I just wanted to play a little bit of this because this is pretty cool. I'm already on it. This is about an acoustic guitar player playing with drums in order for it to groove and mesh and not collide.
Welcome back, you guys. Link track. That's right now. That was perfect. Yeah, well, yeah. The click track sound, actually, there's options for that. So, if you get an app and you're like, ooh, then you scroll down there, you can do little nice sounds. Doesn't have to be harsh, doesn't always have to be that or. This video we're going to talk about, there's this idea that the drummer holds down the beat. I mean, that's what the drummer's for, is to hold us together. And we would just like to tell you today that, so you could have one of the best drummers in the world playing drums with you, but if you're an acoustic guitar player
This is a really good demonstration here.
This is an example of, say, I'm not just playing the click. I might be 30 feet away from the drummer in the service. And maybe I'm singing out to you. I'll probably try, not sing with this, but this is an example of playing not in time together. And so just to give you an idea, say, this would be a really good idea for you to do. A little recording through your soundboard. Most of the time you can kind of come out, get a little record it to your phone, record it to a little hard drive, whatever you got, and listen back to it. So this is what it will sound like. We'll probably play 10,000 Reasons. Of course, 10,000 Reasons. Why not? Yeah.
Wow.
So, it didn't feel good. It was super great. And I was playing on top of the beats. I was rushing, and which typically is what's happening, especially with us acoustic players, is we are excited. We just, it's just,
and honestly, my instinct in that moment, even just maybe planned that, and my instinct was, shit. Well, even just to try to bring it back, because it's like I hear that happening. I'm like, no, let's stay back. And so I'm probably making it 10 times worse because I'm actually probably sitting a little bit behind guys. I'm hearing the click, I'm hearing the acoustic, I'm trying to play, and so it can just get off the rails so fast as you're trying to grab the worship leader with the cane and just tell him to stop.
or the bass player, or the electric player, you're just bringing it in. So why don't we just give another example of attempting to play it? Here we go. 2, 3.
So in that demonstration, I want to pull out 2 things from that demonstration. Number 1, obviously it was in time, and that made all the difference. But number 2, I want you to listen again and hear how their groove matches. And this is a big problem for acoustic guitar players. It means that you have to learn some more strum patterns, and drummers too. You have to learn some more drum patterns to match. But here, if you charted out their rhythm, it would align a lot, especially their strong beats are going to align, and some of their dotted rhythms are going to align, and so it makes that groove just so clean. The other way that I've heard that explained, the simplest way to say that to your acoustic guitar player and drummer is, acoustic guitar players, you want to have your strong strums matching the snare. You want to have your strong strums matching the snare. If your strong downstroke strums are completely off from the snare drum, then it's so busy and there's no definition.
Are there any resources that are kind of that example, but with keyboard? I know you mentioned the book, kind of that one book.
The book, but then I haven't even looked at all these keyboard videos.
Okay. So I know that it's kind of.
But I'm sure there are.
Sometimes it's tricky because sometimes the keyboardists want to be in charge and rich.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. This is the other thing I would say for that is just listen to good recordings. Listen to recordings that you know are quality, and listen to what they're doing. And just try to imitate. That's always a good way to go. All right, let's try to blaze through some more websites. Here, I'm already on Austin Stone. Austin Stone Worship, I'm just kind of a fanboy because I like their music. It's very rock driven, but hey, there you go. it's also very, very theologically, it's deeper than a lot of music. And some of their songs are even, honestly, hymns, you just can't tell, because it's so rock-driven. This is the kind of resources they have for their songs that are helpful. They've got a story behind, okay, that's for the album, I want to see the songs. Here we go. Singing in the Victory, View Song Resources, that's probably the best song on this album. They've got a live video, they've got a SoundCloud, they've got the theology behind the song, a chord chart, they've got the lyrics, they've got the teaching video of the worship leader, the keys, here you go, so here's one for keys. And this is why I also want to show you this, because I think that this is cool, because even if you're not going to play these songs, you might just glean something from watching some of these videos of how they teach the keys, how they teach the electric guitar, the bass guitar, and the drums. I mean, so if you like one of these songs, like what the pattern that the drummer's doing, just you can glean some from the video of that. They do a few covers, like on this first album, they've got Forever Rain, if you do that. Okay, that's probably their best cover. Okay. So that's a cool website. And they've got a blog.
Still there?
What's that?
Is Aaron Ivy?
Yeah, Aaron Ivy's still the main worship leader.
And they have some awesome hymn like
they do.
versions that they have that I mean we use a lot.
They've got a Christmas album too. If you want to do some Christmas songs and more, they've got it as well. They've got Cornerstone there. That's a cover of a hymn redone. But they've got also they've got Solid Rock, Hallelujah with Savior. Yeah. So they're good folks, good people. Sovereign Grace music. Cool thing about Awesome Stone and Sovereign Grace music, they put out all their charts for free. And I just appreciate the heart behind that. So if you like any of their music, which again, I find it theologically sound and helpful and teaches something and says something, then Sovereign Grace is pretty cool to check out. So let's just browse songs on Sovereign Grace music. And they have these filters. They've got genres, translations, themes. So, Glory of God. Let's look up for a song by Sovereign Grace about the glory of God. 39 results. Okay, Behold Our God, it's a great song. Come praise and glorify. So, let's look at their charts real quick. Behold Our God, it's a great song. Lyrics. Then you come to, so you got to click on the album. So let's see what they have for that. They've got, you can buy an accompaniment track for them too. If you ever want to have someone sing a solo, that full accompaniment for singing a solo with it. Guitar, they usually have a guitar, a lead sheet, and a piano score. They even have a few that have a string arrangement. It's free. Pretty cool. So Sovereign Grace is great. City of Light. City of Light, they had 2 songs in the session I'm doing tomorrow. That's new songs for modern worship. If you didn't come to that the first time, we're going to sing through a couple of their songs. They have 3 albums. The first one is 2014. This is an Anglican church in Australia. So think Hillsong meets Geddes. That's City of Light. They sound more like Hillsong, but they write hymns, and they're singable, really singable. And they have free charts. Hymnary.org. Hymnary is hymns. But if you're still doing any hymns, I just point you to this. It's a huge database. So let's see. Let's sing a song about Psalm 90. Now let's find a hymn that is based on Psalm 90. We've got some tunes. Abide with me. Isaac Watts has Psalm 90. Okay, so that's Hymnary. I'm going fast, obviously, at this point. Congregationalsong.org. This is a cool website because, so the Hymn Society, which they're actually meeting right now in Dallas, apparently, at the same time as Alleluia. The Hymn Society has this website, and it's all about congregational singing. The most helpful thing on here is just reading blogs, getting opinions on kind of trends that are going on. This is pretty cool though too. I like this. Album reviews. So these album reviews, which they don't have everything, but they have a few albums. Okay, that I didn't know they did one for Pat Barrett's album. So they'll go into it in the review, not just a review of how does the album sound, but what songs are singable for your congregation. So that's the cool thing on congregationalsong.org. Cardiphonia.org. This is managed by Bruce Benedict. He was at Alleluia 3 years ago. And he teaches at, I believe it's Hope College. It's in Michigan or somewhere not in Texas, far away up north. This is cool because Cardiphonia has a retuned hymnal that they're working on, church year. Cardiphonia is more of the indie, folky, acousticy, liturgical side of contemporary and modern music. So the great thing about that is like church year. Honestly, one of the songs that I'm presenting in the new worship songs tomorrow, I found by going to Advent, and I was like, I want an Advent song. Let's see what Bruce has to say. And where is this? Looking for it. Click here. And I saw a song that I knew already. I just didn't really think about it. And it was Come Light Our Hearts. And that's by Sandra McCracken. And so it's a pretty cool website. And then gracemusic.us. Oh, did I do that right? Yeah, okay. Grace Music. Grace Music is produced by a church, and they've done some really cool things. They have a hymnal called Sing the Wonders. If you want a hymnal that has a lot of modern hymns in it and some modern songs in it, this is a cool hymnal. Sing the Wonders. And you can buy it. You can buy a PDF version of it, and you can buy a printed version of it. I have 2 printed versions and a PDF. And you can also buy educational resources. I have not fully delved into this, but look at the things they have. Introduction to Music Theory, chord primer, guitar tutorials, piano tutorials. There you go. Let's see if what there are for piano tutorials. And
like how updated is the hymn? Like what would be the most modern worship that
they have? Like "O Lord, My Rock and My Redeemer" by Sovereign Grace. They're more geared towards the Reformed and modern hymns. So they have. So let's just look at like sheet music, and you can see the things that they have arrangements for. Let's go by what do we have a chord chart for? There's 114. So they've got hymns, but it'll be their arrangement. And then they've also got like All I Have Is Christ. That's not super up to date, but it's a great song. I don't even know all these. By Faith, that's a Getty's. So it's their arrangement of that. Come Behold the Wondrous Mystery. They've got an arrangement of that. Facing a Task Unfinished. It's a pretty new Getty song. I don't even know what Glorious and Mighty is. Hail the Day. This I've heard this once. It's Stephen Vicky Cook's arrangement from Hail the Day That Sees Him Rise. He Will Hold Me Fast. So again, it's more on the like modern hymns and Reformed type side of things. But I mentioned this in my new song session. They've got where's the Lord My Rock? Here we go. O Lord, My Rock and My Redeemer is on an album by Sovereign Grace that was released in 2017. Since Sovereign Grace does all their stuff for free, they let Grace Music do an arrangement of it for free. And this arrangement is really cool. So you can buy the hymn score, or you can just get it. It's free. Hymn score with chords. Then they've got a live video of their arrangement, and it's got string parts. And a piano score that's really artfully crafted. It's not anything like you would buy on praise charts, and it's really beautiful. So it's just a cool thing to know about. All right, let me just run down these last things here for you. I gave you some blogs and conferences that you might want to check out there in number 4. Some podcasts that I like to listen to, and some books that I've read that I would commend to you And then the final thing I want to commend to you is just networking and community. So 3 things about that. There's a Facebook group that I've been telling everybody about called Liturgy Fellowship. And you go to Facebook, you search Liturgy Fellowship. It's a closed group, so you have to ask to be invited or approved. And once you do that, they'll let you in if you abide by the rules. And it's really cool because people are always asking questions, and then just people comment with answers. It's very positive. I was talking about this yesterday. It's one of the few things on social media that is positive. So it's really nice. I like that group a lot. Liturgy Fellowship. I would say number 2, keep up old friendships, network, meet someone with more experience. So that's something I did getting ready for this conference. I met with a couple people. I had a meeting with a guy in Richardson. He's the contemporary worship leader at First Baptist Richardson, and he's a recording artist and stuff. And he's in a way different context than me, but he just dropped so much knowledge into my life in like an hour. I mean, we like talking to each other, right? Music ministry and worship people, we like talking to each other. So just, set up a meeting and talk to each other. And then Twitter, social media is really not fun sometimes, but I will say, Twitter, I just try to go past the negative stuff, and I learned so much stuff from Twitter. So I'll tell you, this is how I learned about grace music through Twitter. I learned about Cardiphonia through Twitter. I learned about congregationalsong.org through Twitter. I learned about City of Light, all of their music. I learned about it through Twitter. I learned about, well, that's probably the list I'll say for now. But if you follow people in the worship world, people are always saying, oh, this song was great. Well, I learned that Hillsong released that new song. Adam Perez is someone I follow on Twitter. He said, Hillsong wrote this new song. It's really good. The theology is actually better than some of the other stuff. And, check it out. So, you never know what you might find on social media that's actually positive. So, if you're open to that, it's worth checking out. All right, thank y'all so much. I will stick around if you have some further questions, you want to look at something else, but that concludes our